All right, we made it back. Unfiltered Gems,
What up,
the
what up?
podcast.
Yep.
It's almost like the Ohio State.
Oh, man. Wow, look at you. In your bag. You got to say it with a little more enthusiasm, though. It's the Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That was good. That was good.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, this weekend and last weekend, they've turned me into a sports ball fan, baby. I know these things. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying attention to the pulse of sports culture. Unfiltered Gems is turning into a sports podcast, baby, okay? With resident commentator Malcolm Alexander and resident evangelical Ryan Hale.
I do not want that title.
Hell, how was your weekend?
Hey, I rebuke that title.
I rebuke that title. In the name. Oh, my God. How was your weekend, big dog? Talk to me.
Man, it was really good, bro. I went to go see Kevin Hart last night.
Shit.
Man, he popped up out of nowhere at the Tempe Improv. So I legit got tickets the same day I got the email. So it was perfect. Went out there. The Plastic Cup Boys opened up for him. They each did a 15-minute set.
Of course.
And then he came out. He was up for longer than an hour. Or almost an hour or so.
Yeah.
Maybe a little over an hour. I can't exactly remember what time he got up. But it was really good. He's prepping for a tour, I guess, that he says he's going to be going in a few months. So he likes to go around different comedy clubs and, prep the special or whatever. And it honestly is funnier than the last couple I've seen by him. So the jokes were really relevant and really good. I enjoyed it. A lot. So it begs the question, though, will I actually go see the special when he comes out here?
Probably not, because as the comedians call it, he's working out right now. They got to
so
test.
He might add some stuff, change some stuff. Maybe I will go see it.
You know who's been working out? I didn't know jumped into comedy and is a comedian now, but he's been working out small venues. T.I.
Are you serious?
I'm dead ass serious. T.I. has
Get
been
out
doing.
of here.
He's been doing small comedy clubs, trying to work out because he wants to be a stand-up comic.
In Atlanta or where?
I don't know where. I'm gonna imagine Atlanta, but maybe even some smaller markets just around the U.S.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Breakfast Club is playing audio from him, from some of his stuff. I didn't really find all that funny, but it's hey.
Oh, okay. That's what I was about to say. Was it funny?
I didn't, but context. Maybe if I'm in a comedy club and I hear it, it would have been a little different. But yeah, bro. But my weekend was
how was it?
It was great, dude. I had an awesome weekend. What happened on Friday? That's a really good question. What did I? Oh, no. I remember what I did on Friday. I went to IKEA and I got a teapot because I broke one of my teapots, and I got this really cool teapot. It's a great. You got to check it out.
You old when you enjoy buying teapots,
bruh. And IKEA has the one
that went to IKEA.
Yeah, 100%. And they got the joint that you can put the loose leaf tea in, and then you pour the water into it, and it just it's great. It's really, really cool. And then at night, me, Malcolm, and Victoria, we partied. It was a lot of partying this week. I'm not gonna lie. No, we partied. We didn't party. We went, had a drink, and then watched the Janet documentary. That's what it was. We went out, had one drink, and then I said partied. I completely lied, because then we fell asleep on the Janet doc. Not because it was bored, but just because it was so late. Woo, partying in your late 20s. Watch the Janet doc.
Right there with you.
Oh yeah, bro, I'm telling you. And then Saturday celebrated Lunar New Year with my friends Osama and Keena. They threw an amazing Lunar New Year party and got a bunch of fresh dim sum. So that was really dope. Okay. And then last night, watched the game, and then went to Utopia, which is a house music show that they do at Mama Shelters. Shout out to Utopia Tribe. At Utopia Tribe, if you guys are ever in LA and want to just go to really dope house shows, they're great, man. Like I don't know. I just be looking at them, and I'm just like, man, you want to work with people like that. You want to connect with people like that as someone who throws a house party. But you just got to give them to authentic networking. I'm not one of those people that's like, I don't know. I feel like I email certain people. I'm like, hey, let's work together. But then it never happens like that. It always happens from authentic.
True.
Yeah. It is what it is. Look, let's do this. Let's get into the show.
Mm-hmm.
Get into
Lots to talk about today.
Lots to talk about today. So, as Doja says, let's get into it. Welcome to Unfiltered Gems. Unfiltered Gems podcast. What's good? Wherever you're listening from, we appreciate you. My name is Malcolm Alexander.
And I'm Ryan Hale. Glad to have you guys here.
Hale, look, you've been trying to come at my taste in rap music. You've been trying to call me uncultured. And so I just had to ask a question. You know what I'm saying? Everyone always wants to know. Everybody always wants to know these things. This is in no particular order, Hale. Could you share with me your top 5 MCs?
Man, that's tough.
Again,
really
there's no particular order. So if you list out, I'm not going to put it 1 or 5, just 5 names come to your mind.
Because I've got so many. I want to have honorable mentions. I'm a big lyricist guy, so lots of mine are probably going to be lyricists, to be honest. Andre 3000, Biggie. I mean, I guess I got to throw Jay in there. Oh, man. I'm a big Drake fan, so I would say Drake, K. Dot, and J. Cole. I know I listed 6, but
Drake, K. Dot, J. Cole, Andre, Biggie,
and Jay.
That's 5. Oh, and Jay. Okay, that is 6.
That's 6. Yeah.
Because it had me thinking, man. Because it's like when I be really in a barred up mood, like there's gonna be a mixtape I drop like one day. It's not gonna be now. It's gonna be like definitely like veteran age. You know what I'm saying? Or like retired age. It's gonna be my.
I think you should really. That's one of those things they say. Take that to the grave with you.
Hell,
go ahead. We don't need to hear that
because it's gonna come. The people that know that I got. But it made me think. These are totally lies about the mixtape.
You've got bar stools. You don't have bars. You don't have bars.
Leave me alone. But you're right. They're right here. Look, my thing though. Busta is in my top 5.
Wow. Oh, I think you've told me this before. It surprises me every time.
Busta is one of the most insane characters in rap music. From leaders out of the new school to Flip Mode Squad to Tribe, like Busta.
He cold.
Nobody is touching Busta. And just Method Man.
Okay.
Method Man, like I'll just go back to Tikal just to keep my teeth white on some random days, and I'm like, yep, blown away. Fonte of Little Brother in Foreign Exchange.
Okay.
Fonte is easily one of the coldest, easily one of the and MCs and vocalists and can do both incredibly well. Like. Okay. Fonte truly laid, and Drake even said it. Like Drake was in the forums, like, "No, bro, like you literally walked, like so I could run type shit." Like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Fonte laid the archetype for the rap performance side of Drake, not the socialite part, but like but just as far as rapping and singing, but just being an incredible lyricist though, easily Fonte. And then I gotta put up, and this is now I'm around my 4, Black Thought.
Oh, I forgot about Black Thought, but yeah, that's a good one.
And that puts me where I could do 5. And I hear you on Kendrick or Jay because it's really easy for them to get up there, but I feel like we don't have his name in our mouths enough, and he can wrap circles around the both of them. Lupe Fiasco.
Wow, Lupe can rap.
He can
rap circles around K. Dot and J though.
Yeah. I think if it came down like if it really came down to it,
tough. That is tough. Lupe does have one of the coldest Sway in the Morning freestyles I've ever till this day,
and even more than that, to this day, bro. To this day, come on,
bro, he's cold. He is cold.
We'll circle back to this combo at a later date.
For sure.
Watch the top 5 change. I just had to get that out because I'm just like I feel like it's not on wax enough to really talk about.
I feel you.
You know, like you got to give these people their flowers. I just want to shout out. We got,
and that's something that's ever changing. So we'll,
Bro, like don't let Kendrick drop this year, and I'll be like, yeah, sorry, man. Actually, Lupe got out. I'm sorry, it's Kendrick. Kendrick is definitely in there. It would
that's
just
how it goes.
It'll be what it is. It's fluid like that.
But
sure. Y'all, we got to jump into the biggest stories of the day. I don't know if I want to say one of the biggest disappointments.
Speaking of hip hop, though.
Yeah, speaking of hip hop.
Yeah.
It's a win for Harlem.
Hey, he might not be in our top 5, top 10, maybe top 15, top 20. He probably not in any of those for me.
He's not even in the top 50,
winning.
son.
No, probably. He winning though.
He winning. He started winning. We refuse to say Rihanna's baby daddy's name. It's such the disgust of the story. Actually, I don't want to say his name, but he
Lord Pretty Flacco Jody.
Look. I'm so mad. Look, my thing, like, I woke up so disappointed, and I was like, my man, he's not even in a top list as far as music, but it's fashion. Thanks. When he pivoted to fashion, that's when somehow culturally he stayed relevant.
True.
And I just personally think Ferg is doing it better. Ferg has better fashions. Ferg has better music. Like, Ferg is still releasing just dope shit. And I'm just like,
ASAP hasn't dropped nothing in a minute.
I mean, he'll drop albums here and there, but like, I have not been inspired by ASAP album since like my first one, smoking weed in college.
Yeah. I agree. But again, he's winning.
He's winning. Y'all, we're talking about ASAP. We're talking about Rihanna. I'm happy. I put it up in my story, the Dr. Umar, like right where I have my damn. They really, like, this is really a thing. Like, the Rihanna, you know, is going to be a mother. And I love New Life, for real. But also, 2 black people going to have a black baby, beautiful, strong black child. Black, and it's black. And so I'm okay with it. That's true. I'm okay with it.
That's true.
I'm okay with it.
Man, I guess all the assumptions finally came true because, I mean, they were assuming this for a while. That she was pregnant and all this stuff. So it is interesting. It's still an odd pairing to me. Like, I never
Why do you
saw
feel
them
that way?
Like I just never saw them together. I don't know. Rihanna went from that, who was she dating before ASAP? Some like rich, famous, not famous, but wasn't he like a prince or something?
Yeah, like the like, he's probably like, big billionaire dude.
Yeah.
So
she went from that to ASAP. It was just a very interesting transition for me.
Well, you know, Fenty needed the investment money.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay. You might be right. I don't know. It's just an odd pairing, and maybe they obviously get along great and everything's kosher with them. So hey, more power to them. I just did not see this lasting, in my opinion.
I didn't myself, and I think where I look at it too is Rihanna is like this really strong woman. And I feel like ASAP as a man actually gives her the space. Like, ASAP's like, yo, I waited on this for years. Like, Fashion Killer is damn near a decade ago. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Rihanna could step out on him. Rihanna could go have a liberated life. Rihanna could never live in the same house as ASAP, and ASAP's going to be like, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like
Dang,
ASAP
you think so?
is, you know, like we were talking about some of the toxic boy crew. You know what I'm saying? Some of your fresh and fits and all that kind of shit that are intimidated by a woman having girl nights. Like, yeah, I couldn't be with you if you want to go be like an independent, liberated woman. Like, ASAP is the complete opposite of that. ASAP's like, you go do that. Sleep with other men, probably, sure. Or sleep with other women. I don't know. You're Rihanna. Be a billionaire. Like, ASAP is like, I'm just lucky to have you. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like that's where they work. Man. I don't know. They may or may not ever get married. I don't know.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But that is going to be her baby daddy.
Yeah. For life.
For life. Well, 18 years. You know, and then we figure it out. We figure it out there. Well, you know, speaking of 18 years, I do just want to mention that, you know, when you love somebody, you do or don't get married, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, we're talking about relationships. We have a dating special. Dropping
and what a segue.
No problem. I said they're gonna get crappier as the podcast goes. 100%. It drops exclusively on YouTube every week leading up until Valentine's Day, y'all. So I just want to like let everybody know that. I'm gonna remind you numerous times today. So if you're not subscribed on our YouTube channel, please do so. At Unfiltered Gems Podcast. Yep. Is where you can find us on YouTube, okay? We're dropping new episodes every single week, as we said, leading up until Valentine's Day. So the first one will be dropping this week.
Don't want to miss it. Amazing conversations with some great people out in L.A. Dope, man. I'm excited. I don't want to speak too much on it.
I know.
Because
Y'all gotta make sure like
away, but
check out the promos. We finish up the promos on social. They're gonna be hot.
They
Love it.
They're gonna be hot.
We gotta switch gears, brother. I want to dive in to my favorite topic, man. Like this. Welcome to Malcolm Sports Corner. Hale, talk about the weekend in sports for me, man. Talk about the weekend. How are we feeling? I mean, the shit was wild.
Man, it was wild. My predictions were wrong. Last week I said Chiefs Rams, and it was Bengals Rams. So partially wrong. I was really rooting for the Chiefs though, and they choked big time. So that was an interesting collapse from the great Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. But it's gonna be a fun Super Bowl. Cincinnati hasn't been, they haven't even won a playoff game in years, and now they're in the Super Bowl, and then got Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, that defense that's gotten hot. So it's going to be a good game. I personally can't stand the Rams, so I'll be rooting very, very hard for the Bengals.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if they'll win, but I'll be rooting for them very hard because I can't stand the Rams. So
why can't you stand the Rams? What's wrong with the Rams?
I got friends who are Rams fans, and obviously they're in the Cardinals division, so we got to play them twice every single year.
Got you.
And I got to hear my friend's voice if we lose. And
got it.
We had to play them in the playoffs again this year, and you know what happened with that? Got blown out.
Tell me something.
So it's just been a rough year. I'm just sick of the Rams.
I could see that. And again, I'm very outside looking in. Like I went and I watched the games this weekend because it's like you're in LA and you want to watch a game, and like I like when games or anything is high stakes. I'll watch the Olympics when it's high stakes. I like it all. Were your friends that are Rams fans now, were they fans of the Rams when the Rams were in, was it St. Louis?
Nope.
So it's frustrating. It's like, oh, you got it. Because I would have that too. I was like, I didn't know not nary a Rams fan, and then the Rams come to LA and like everybody and their mom a Rams fan. I'm like, is that how this works? Can I just jump on?
They say we were waiting for LA to have a team again. That's what they say. So
got you. But then we have the Chargers too. I mean, the Chargers suck, but like
right.
Wow, interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, I'm just making sure because I feel like a lot of people were bandwagoners, and I wasn't sure how that worked. So,
for sure.
Got it. That's
for sure.
Okay,
without a doubt.
But that's okay though, because are there not like Vegas Raiders fans now?
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that. Imagine like if the Cardinals move, are you going to still be a Cardinals fan? And if another team,
yeah, I would still be a Cardinals fan.
You're like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with the Cardinals. I mean, I pray to God they never move, but I would still be a Cardinals fan. Yeah,
and even if you move, you're going for the Cardinals.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a Cardinals fan when I lived in Ohio.
See, oddly, I didn't know that. See, I thought honestly, I was about to make the point. I was like, you know better than the bandwagoners because you weren't even a Cardinals fan until you moved to Arizona. But just kidding,
man, just aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive. I'm just feeling that way today, man. You gotta
I've been rooting for the Cardinals forever, bro.
I love that. That's fire.
Yeah. So.
Well, interesting, man. Yeah. What is it? Cincinnati, L.A. going down in L.A. in the better L.A.
game for the Rams. Yep. That's gonna be crazy. I know that's gonna be crazy. Are you going to any of the Super Bowl festivities?
Man, they're all getting
we
planned.
did in college.
Yeah, they're all getting planned right now, or like I'm seeing all the pop-ups. So I mean, there's been like a few invites in the phone already for like it's going down. And I was kind of thinking about traveling that weekend. I was thinking about it at the time, and now I'm like, I kind of want to be around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the city gonna be like it's just
it's gonna be
even yesterday, dude. It was nuts. Like even going to the house party, it's like. Black people next, we're a bunch of black people, and you see a bunch of Rams fans walk in, and everyone's just dancing his house music. Like it's just
right.
Sports energy creates a dope feeling in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like the fervor in the city. It's a type of electricity that you really can't compare to anything else. So that's I kind of might stick around. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you should, man. That's gonna be fun.
I might stick around for some of that. So I know you want to switch gears. Talk a little about Tom Brady.
Yeah, I was going to say the biggest story maybe of the entire weekend, bigger than the games, was the GOAT Tom Brady supposedly retiring or then reneging on that retirement, should I say. So it was pretty crazy. Yeah, he actually never said it, but he's got a company, TB12, that posted a tweet about it, then deleted it. His agent came out and said something about it. So nobody really knows, but there was a lot of reporters that had posted something about it, and then Tom Brady says today on his podcast it's a day-by-day thing. He hasn't decided his future. So we'll see what happens. I mean, he's 44 or 45 years old now, I want to say.
I think my man's is 44.
and he's been talking. Yeah, He's old for sure, and he's been talking about spending more time with his family and Giselle and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is the time. It's just hard for me to think that he's done because he's been playing at such a high level. Like,
Is
this
he not
year,
one of the oldest players in the NFL, or the oldest?
oh
player?
yes, he might be I think
By
he's the
miles.
oldest.
By miles.
Yeah, I think he's the oldest. If
Goodness.
not, he's definitely top 2 or 3. But that's what's crazy is like he might be the MVP this season. That's how well he played. Like, it's crazy to think. So I was just shocked that he would retire now because he doesn't suck yet. You know what I'm saying? Like Ben Roethlisberger retired, but he should have retired 2 years ago. He was trash.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been trash for the last 2-3 years.
Oh.
So, Steelers fans, that's for you. Can't stand you guys either. So kick rocks. Best of luck in the dark ages coming up.
Wow. A personal attack on some of my friends. I know some Steelers. I'm like, golly.
So do
This
I,
is
and
why
I can't stand them. Hey,
Hey,
can't stand them.
I'm talking to you.
Hey, you.
Oh
Can't stand
my
the Steelers.
God.
Man.
Oh,
So, yeah,
Lord.
but it's not like Ben Roethlisberger, who was bad.
Yeah.
Like, Tom Brady still looks amazing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that poses the question of, like, when is too old to play sports? I mean, to me, it's like whenever you feel like you don't have it anymore, because the way that technology and everything, like, for example, LeBron James spends like $1 million or something crazy like that on his body every year. You know what I mean? So, like, these players are playing well at such older ages now. It's like, when is too old? It's like whenever you don't feel it, or is it like whenever you want to just spend time with your family? Like, Kobe,
I'll tell you
know what I mean?
exactly
So,
when too old is too old. When your body tells you.
that's yeah. Well, I don't think Tom's body has actually told him yet.
I don't
unless-
think his body has told him to, or else he would have made this decision a while back. Ben Roethlisberger's body told him, and the fans saw.
he's done.
And the fans saw. The fans paid the price. Said, "Oh no, baby, what is you doing?" He saw the body moving like you just out there. You get you and your AARP card and get off the field. You know what I'm saying? We can see it. We can see it. You know what I'm saying?
can
Like,
see it.
yeah,
Facts.
I think that is when it's too old. I think it's, what is it, Lethal Weapon? I'm getting too old for this shit. Like, it's just, I really think about, like, your body will be the first thing to tell you. It's not even your mind. Your mind be trying to be like, I can still go. I can,
For sure.
what Captain America say? I could do this all day.
Right.
You know, like, your mind and your spirit might tell you one thing, but your body,
Two different things.
Two different things. Your body will
Yeah.
look at you and be like, "Sit down, motherfucker. You gotta relax. You got a little too much dip on your chip." You know what I'm saying? The body will tell you
For
real
sure.
quick.
For sure.
Okay, that's about all of it. I'm really excited, as we said, Rams and Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl. 56.
56? Yeah, I think it's 56. Yeah, I think it's 56.
56, baby. Okay, we here. I'm rooting for Dr. Dre, even though he's a monster.
Wow.
I mean, it's the truth. It's got to be said. I mean, I think we all know, but I'm really excited for the show. Show's gonna be
Same.
nuts.
Same.
In LA.
I know. It's
I
gonna
just
be
want
wild.
I just want Ice Cube, and honestly, and if he did the most future thing he could do, not future, but just like the most on brand for, let me not say futuristic, the most on brand thing for Dre, you bring out Ice Cube, easy hologram.
That would be dope.
People already, like, think about it. It was a cultural moment already. The Tupac hologram was already a really big deal.
Yeah.
We still talk about that shit. It was like, and I know it's a lot of performers. Like, they already said Mary's doing one song, but
Oh, really?
you know, literally. So it's gonna be a family fair, real quick. Doom, 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 doom. That's some Dre keys. She's gonna do one song. She's gonna be over. I think we might get an NWA reunion with the.
Wow,
Easy
I did not
hologram.
know. I cannot believe that she's only doing one song. That doesn't
She's
seem
getting
right.
one song. That is that is flowing through the grapevine as far as the set list. Mary is getting one song. I hope the vocals are
She's
hitting.
getting
That's all
paid
I'm
for
gonna
that
say.
one song. So
Yeah,
she ain't mad,
hey,
bro.
hey, getting a check. So, or Pepsi is, because man, we got to talk. Switch gears real quick. You know, last week we were gonna mention some of the people that have passed away recently, and I think we were just like, it's a lot of loss. We don't want to touch it. This one we got to touch, and I think maybe just because maybe our hearts are in a better place, maybe to digest it and maybe for me, digesting it with you as a listener and you as the viewers, and with you, Hill, as my partner in this, like, there is a little bit of healing maybe that can be done in just remembering and digesting it together, and referring to this week in the death of former Miss USA Cheslie Kryst, I believe is her name. Who was I don't know how you cover this, man. To hear like journalists each day like say it just so, here's what happened, and they say it. It doesn't rip the humanity away from the story by any means, because I think there's a high level of objectivity and professionalism that also goes into that.
Absolutely.
But she committed suicide just about at the age of 30 years old this weekend, and like the last kind of post she had on social media and stuff just were really sad, and I just want to send love and condolences out to the family. There's not much of a discussion to have around it. Again, we'll attempt to in a way to digest together, but I just want to send a lot of love. I know it's so easy to say, like, yeah, check on your strong friends, or you never know what anyone's really going through. But when it's something like this, or when you have family in your circle that might deal with suicide ideations or suicidal thoughts or tendencies, it's a whole lot more than just checking on your strong friends, and it's a lot more than like, you never know what going on, like, because even when you do, sometimes it's their own fight. So the sincerest love, the sincerest condolences. Hale, just want to go to you, and as you're digesting, if you have any thoughts about this.
Yeah, man. I mean, you said it beautifully. I mean, sincerest condolences. My prayers goes out to her family, her friends, co-workers. I know she worked on E as well, did some work for them. So very, very sad, man. And speaking as someone who had my own mental health journey, around this time last year, actually, I know how tough that can be, and how lonely that can feel, and how deep and dark you can get. So it's just important, like you said, to always check in on other people. And that's something that I need to do a better job at. And I think this is just a friendly reminder to everyone to kind of check in on people, because you never know what somebody's going through, like you mentioned, or when somebody's last day might be, or whatever the case may be. But it's always good to kind of check in on people to see, if at all, how you can help, what resources you can get them. Maybe you can be the voice or the person they need at that time. So yeah, just important, bro. And really important.
And I'm just gonna say, I think like showing up too, because it's a whole lot more than checking in. Showing up to people, in the way that people need showing up. Sometimes it doesn't mean you have to show up to their house, or it doesn't mean you have to show it. But just knowing how to really show up in someone's life, how to really make sure that you show people that you value them unconditionally. I think that's one thing, because we're in this culture where, as you can see, social media is such a facade. It's a highlight reel, y'all. Like, please do not equate any of your value to social capital. Whatever you do, don't do it. And I'm not saying that was the case here with Cheslie, but I just think that can weigh on it. Being in the pageantry space, or any space that requires such a level of perfectionism, is very, 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 very scary. You know what I'm saying? And so you always have to remember who you are. Remember your guiding light. Keep that light first. You know what I'm saying? Keep yourself first. Keep your authenticity first.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, I just want to touch on there, Hale, and thank you for sharing that and being vulnerable about your mental health journey. We talk about ours. I'm damn near open on my podcast about that on all of them. Like, it's not always all peaches and cream, but we have places to go, and I sincerely hope that again, for people listening, there is a place that you can go, even if that is reaching out to me. shoot me a DM. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
100%. Like, it just, we want to make sure that we're setting up more spaces just to give people a little bit of care, some thought, let you know we see you. That's all people want.
Definitely.
Just to be seen. So with that, again, sincerest love, sincerest light, an incredible rest in power and rest in peace. to Cheslie Kryst. Okay, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with more Unfiltered Gems. Love is in the air, y'all.
Is it though? You'll be the judge as you watch our new 3-episode dating special premiering in February.
I've been shooting my shot in the DMs lately. Losing battle.
We are getting into the good and probably the bad of dating. It's going down exclusively on the Unfiltered Gems podcast YouTube channel.
So learn your lady's way of communicating.
Trust me, you don't want to miss it.
Unfiltered Gems, the podcast, at Unfiltered Gems podcast everywhere. Everywhere. Y'all got to be there because on our YouTube, we have an exclusive dating series dropping every single week leading up to Valentine's Day. Hell, did you know that?
Oh, I knew that. Help create it. I better know it.
So make sure that you are subscribed to the Unfiltered Gems podcast YouTube is all we're saying.
Yep.
Leading up to Valentine's Day, man, some incredible conversations we're having. We're going to talk about it a bunch. You're going to hear promos for it on this podcast, and we ain't going to stop talking about it. So please show the support on all the platforms, including the YouTube. That's where you can exclusively watch the dating special. We got to talk. It could be a brief talk. I really don't know what else to say. Nick Cannon got like an 8th baby. I think Johnny Manziel's former ex-girlfriend, like Jesus, number 8.
Oh,
like
goodness.
I mean,
Nick just
there's
won't
people. Here's the thing: is it a bad thing? Why are we talking about it? Why is it a bad thing that Nick Cannon keeps having all these children with different?
Well, I'm not necessarily saying that it's a bad thing per se, because obviously Nick Cannon doesn't care. He doesn't want to get married. He doesn't want to tie nobody down and just have kids with them. So
definitely doesn't want to get a vasectomy either.
Literally. So I obviously it's not bad to Nick. It's just it looks stupid in my opinion. Nick, like, what are you doing?
Well, that's subjective.
Got all these kids, and I said it looks stupid. I said it looks stupid to me. Looks stupid to me. That's what I said. It looks stupid to me. It couldn't be me. But if Nick's happy, then hey, more power to him. Could not be me.
I think he's very happy.
Yeah, clearly
he's very happy. And wants to do this. He wants to.
Wants to do this.
He wants this. So maybe I'm just rooting for him because I'm just like, no, you are
not rooting for.
I'm rooting for everybody black. I'm rooting for everybody Nick Cannon. Quite frankly,
he's stupid.
He wants it. Go for it. And it may be just because it's like, if he was an ain't shit father or like was broke as hell, I'd be like,
right,
what are you doing? But I'm like, it's Nick Cannon. Like,
so you don't ever think too many kids is too much or is too old or nothing?
Okay, hey, to me,
right,
there is too many kids.
Yeah,
I have a number at which I would stop if and when I start.
And my thing, my only thing from because I agree, it's subjective for sure.
Yeah.
But my thing with it is like, especially since you've got 8 kids and most of them are with different mothers, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just hard, like we saw, because I think we talked about this around Christmas too. Like he was doing Christmas pictures with one of the families and stuff like that. Like I just feel like it makes it hard for you to really give your time to all the kids equally and really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just think that makes it harder on the kids.
What 100%. I don't know how he plans to do this. You know what I'm saying? Until I'm a billionaire or a really high millionaire who might be able to afford driving here or flying there, a helicopter in here, or private jet pack in here and shit because I'm a millionaire, I can travel like that. Like, then I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, you know, maybe he can't be there for all his kids equally. I'd be curious to talk to the mothers.
Me too.
I'd be curious to talk
because
to
even then, even with all that money and all that travel, it's not like he is just making all this money and sitting at home so he can travel all day. Like he has a whole talk show now that he releases daily.
Yeah.
Like he still works a job and then he does hosting and stuff outside of that. So you got to travel for work and stuff. So there's no way that you're seeing these kids consistently. That would just be nearly impossible.
But you don't know that, man. Maybe he just has them all at his house. You know what I'm saying? The baby mama's got visitation.
We would have heard about that.
They definitely would have.
That would be the next flavor of love kind of show.
Oh my God. And look, be there for every single episode. Let me tell you. Be there for every single episode.
Oh, man.
I want to switch gears, man. Got to talk a little bit about a platform that I think our podcast is on. Not I think, I know it is. Some of y'all listen on on that platform. Appreciate you. Even though notably we know that the platform does not pay its artists very well. Or of all the DSLPs, pays artists the least.
Right.
Now caught up in some controversy revolving now exclusive podcaster on the Spotify platform, Mr. Joe Rogan, and musical icon, musician, Neil Young, over misinformation that Joe Rogan continues to spread on his podcast, having what he calls are experts up, but people that are vehemently anti-vax, which
conspiracy COVID
and all that kind of stuff. I'm more mad. Can we just cancel him over the fact that Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan were over here trying to call Michael Eric Dyson not black? I'm like, cancel Joe Rogan off of like, motherfucker, you just think that you black because Dave Chappelle one of your best friends. That's worth it. It ain't even the COVID shit that got me hung up, but it got Neil Young hung up. So much so that he removed his music from the Spotify platform because he did not want his music on a platform that emboldens misinformation. And you know, since Joe Rogan is exclusively on the Spotify platform, Neil Young removing his catalog from Spotify cost Spotify $2 billion in market value.
$2 billion.
Jesus. Now that ain't nothing. Spotify gonna do just fine.
Yeah,
but a lot of people do like Neil Young. Neil Young's a legend. For real. Hale, I want to know like your thoughts. Do you think that podcasts should be removed from platforms over misinformation, or is this something that I think that we're tackling it only more now because we're in the age of COVID?
See, I feel like we were tackling. I feel like we started tackling it more during the election, if I'm being honest, because there was all that outcry on Facebook with the Trump videos and all that crazy stuff that was going on at that time. So I think that's when we start seeing the uptick and, you know, the fact checks and stuff like that. And then COVID just obviously made that more elevated. I do think it's important to tackle misinformation, especially to a lot of young people who are on social media. That's their livelihoods for a lot of those people. They're on social media more than they talk to people. That's where they get all their information from. So if we're spreading a lot of misinformation on social media, I think that's something that should be stopped. And I wouldn't be mad if podcasts were removed for that, especially if they're doing it consistently. Like people who want to have those radical opinions or radical crazy thoughts, in my opinion, like they need to have their own platform for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was not mad at all that Donald Trump was removed from all social media platforms. Well deserved. And well overdue. Yeah. And if Joe Rogan continues to do similar stupid stuff like this with misinformation, then he might need to find his own platform too and have his podcast solely on his website. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be able to make a podcast, but maybe it should be something that is solely on your website for people to indulge in. You know what I mean?
I think the main argument to that, though, is what information hasn't been misinformation as this pandemic has also changed, right? Considering we might be making jokes about the CDC, but are we really holding the CDC accountable? We might make jokes about Fauci, but are we holding Fauci accountable? Now, I will also give CDC and Fauci and a lot of doctors leeway when it's like, hey, you guys are doctors, and yes, this is something that we're figuring out more day by day, so I'm not mad about it. But it's ever changing, and so nothing's ever definitive. I think maybe like that's just always my argument, though, where like, hey, what was right yesterday isn't right today. You know what I'm saying? And maybe what was said before wasn't fact. It was what we were figuring out. But I'm all for, especially a juggernaut like Joe Rogan, you don't need a Spotify deal.
Exactly.
You could publish your own podcast and your entire fan base would go to your app, your exclusive platform would 100% do that. So it might be, that might be what's next for Joe. I think if he really wants to flex. If you really want to flex on him, shit, prove it. You know what I'm saying? Prove how big you are, bro. And maybe you won't need the Spotify deal. That's it there. How free is free speech? You want to touch that?
I mean, that's always a tough one, because I know people who support the anti-vax and the misinformation crowd want to talk about free speech. But what really is free speech at the end of the day? You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everything you say always has a consequence. So yes, you have the freedom to say it, but just like white people can't run around calling people the N-word doesn't mean that they can't technically say it. There is a consequence for it.
I was going to say,
so
they can say it.
Yeah. So I think it's more than free speech. I think it's consequential speech.
By the way, for anyone watching that and just seeing my face right now, again, I said you can say it. Would I advise you to? No. Before some people listening just got emboldened, was like, nigga, I knew I could say that shit. Like, before you get hype.
They said, Unfiltered Jim said I can say it.
Yeah, exactly. They gonna pull out that clip and they gonna put it on a digital card. They're gonna be like, wait, this is my card. Malcolm just said I could say it, right? I'm saying you can vocalize the word. Probably wouldn't be in your best interest because, again, how free is free speech? Speech is only as free as the consequences within the social justice system. The court of public opinion, right?
Which is sometimes harsher than the actual court.
100%. 100%. So maybe I just want to touch on it there, okay? Look, we got to do a quick break. We got to come back. A few more stories that are just fun. This is,
and hilarious. Downright
hilarious. Maybe not the first one we're going to hit, but the second one for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Not the first one. I looked at it and I said, oh, wait a minute. I think it's just, maybe the way in which we cover it might just be a little fun. But I think we already know the team we're going to be on, okay? Adam for the Gems podcast every single way. I want to remind everybody about our dating special. Drops exclusively on the That's the Gems podcast YouTube, just so you know. Okay. More podcasts when we get back.
Do you like incredible musical performances and engaging conversations? Well, we've got both of those things for you right here at Mental Notes Live, the talk show focused on giving you tools to grow your faith, mindset, and progress. Hosted by yours truly, Ryan Hale. Be sure to follow us everywhere on any social media platform at Mental Notes Live, and go catch up on all of our previous episodes by visiting mentalnoteslive.com. All right, Unfiltered Gems podcast. Once again, my name is Ryan Hale.
And I'm Malcolm Alexander.
Be sure to follow us everywhere on social media at Unfiltered Gems Podcast. Malcolm has mentioned multiple times. Subscribe everywhere. Subscribe on our YouTube, most importantly, because we got the new dating special coming out later this week. And every week until Valentine's Day. Huh? Yeah, you mentioned it a few times, but hey, we'll continue to mention it.
Okay, cool.
We'll continue to mention it. A couple more stories we want to dive into before we get out of here. The first story is a crazy one coming out of Texas, where thousands of people are standing, not just with these boys, but are signed a petition. Over 275,000 people have signed this petition so far to release 3 teenage boys out of Texas who were recently convicted and are now on bond for $1 million, I believe, for killing the brother's stepfather. It was 2 brothers and a friend. So they killed a stepfather who was accused of molesting a 9-year-old girl who was the brother's sister.
Yeah, I was like, so their 9-year-old sister.
9-year-old sister, correct. Yeah. Exactly. Who was the stepfather's daughter, or maybe stepdaughter, whatever. I think it was something like that. Neither here nor there. But I guess the fight broke out at their trailer. The fight later moved down the street or something like that. The boys caught up to him, had brass knuckles, ended up beating him up, threw him into the back of their truck, then dumped the body. Obviously, the guy died, and then their arrest warrants out for the 3 boys, like I said, who are now on bond for $1 million. So, man, very, very crazy story. Obviously, I can feel their anger if I caught up to somebody who was doing that to one of my sisters. Especially somebody who's supposed to be a father figure. But my question to you, Malcolm, is do you stand with these boys? Would you be somebody that signed the petition and is trying to get these young men released? Or do you think they went too far?
I'll raise you a whole question better that'll answer those 2. Where do I send the money to contribute to the bond? Where? Or for bail, right? Where can I send the money? Get them out of jail? And also, I still want my the truck driver. The truck driver who lost control, like the brakes of the truck went out,
in
I think it was out here
something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it was in Nevada, something like that.
Yeah, man. Look, I want him out,
Mm-hmm.
and I want these
Me
boys
too.
out of jail. Like, I can't imagine how many people are really going to sit there and try to defend this, or just be in defense or be for keeping these men in jail for anything
Right.
longer than a year for doing something like that. One, they're all just shy of 18,
Mm-hmm.
so none of them can be tried as adults.
But they will try. They will try to, especially
They'll
because
try it.
they're people of color.
I don't see it going far. Who's really going to try to
Let's
sit
hope not.
there and say like, yeah, it's okay. You should probably try to talk this out with your stepfather who sexually assaulted.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And
I
I
know.
can only imagine what that nasty dude did.
Exactly. And my thing is this, because I know the argument is going to be, okay, the fight broke out of the trailer. They didn't have to keep following them and ended up killing him and tossing the body in a truck and dumping it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But my thing is like, that's you. But if you put your self in their shoes, maybe they felt like that was their only option.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they've tried talking it out to him before. Maybe they've tried fighting with him before, and they just felt like the only way to get their sister free is to get rid of him.
Yeah.
So I've never been in that situation. I pray that myself or nobody I know is ever in that situation.
Straight up.
But just imagining myself in that, it's like I would do everything I can to make sure they're free and this never happens again. And if they felt like that the only thing was to end his life, then
Well, and here's also the thing, which I don't see it going far, but the stepfather already had a sexual assault case on him.
mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's going to be hard to prove that he was a nasty
Right.
motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's not really. So I'm not going to say he had what was coming for him, but he kind of had what was coming for him. And, and there's very few things that I would ever just so boldly say like, yeah, but that's some nasty shit, dude. That's
So
that.
nasty.
It's so nasty. It's weird. It doesn't make sense. And I have no space in my heart or my spirit to condone it. So yeah, I to your first question, I stand with the boys 100%. Better question: where can I donate to the? Because I wish I could pose $1 million bond, or bail or whatever. I'm the legal
Yeah.
eagle. But yes, I want to donate money. I need them out because they out here defending they little sister the way
Yeah,
you should,
they
and
are.
any good father would tell you to do the same.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, and shout out to the friend too, who it's not even his sister. I mean, obviously we don't know the actual relationship that they had.
Yeah.
But shout out to the friend because he wasn't even. I guess he jumped in and joined the fight after it left from the original place where the fight
here's
broke
the thing,
out.
though,
So.
but consider how close like you could be to some of your friends' siblings. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Especially when you
Yep.
grow up, it's like
Mhm.
like my like some of my sister's best friends. Those are like my sisters too. Just because it's like I've known them for over 20 years. You know
Bro,
what I'm saying?
I've already
It's-
said we already talked about Gabby and Woody's daughter Elliot, who's not even in my child, but I love her like she's my child, and I already said I'll kill somebody over her. So trust me, I understand.
Like you look, it's cut and
I
dry,
get
and I would dare anybody to challenge my point on here. You
Yeah.
go look like a real fool coming up on here and trying to be like, well, I don't think so. I'm with the boys. They did what the hell was right. I'm with it. I'm riding. And I'm also riding for my truck
Said
driver.
I'm riding.
I just got to say that because like sometimes we don't get follow-ups with these stories. I got to know where the truck driver is because it's like I need him out of jail too. Like it just I'm tired, man.
Oh,
If y'all in
man.
jail on some weird shit, like your brakes going faulty, that don't make no sense. If
Exactly.
you was in jail for getting locked up for petty weed charges, I need you out. And yeah, these boys they need to get out too for sure.
Facts. 100%.
I think a space where consequences are a little blurred
Mm-hmm.
is a little more blurred. Consequences aren't so blurred with the stepfather and the boys here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Consequences are a little blurred here for some people. For our next story, gotta talk about two New York nurses who had the side hustle of a lifetime.
So they thought.
Over $1.5 million made. Guess the hustle. And Hale, I want you to even better. Guess the race.
I would definitely guess white.
Ding, ding, ding. You would be right. You would be so right. You'd be quite right. Yes, you are quite right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Two nurses, and one of the nurses, her husband is a New York City police officer.
Oh,
so there's no
who
way
would've
that you
thought?
couldn't know. Who, like, not me. Never in a million years. But yeah, man, not just being accused. It was $900,000 cash was found in one of the houses. Apparently, people were seeing a large amount of people gathering near the house since they were selling fake vaccine cards out of the backyard of their house like hotcakes.
Selling fake vaccine cards.
Hell, unpack this for me, man. Like, how do you feel, right? Especially when like you still have so many people that are just on the fence about whether or not to get vaccinated, let alone still not really seeing the validity even of this pandemic, right? Not seeing it as a real thing. Oh, well, you can still transfer it if you're vaccinated, so why does it matter, right? I know people that were in a line for fake vax cards, just so they can get around. They can make sure that they can go travel, go do the things that they want to do. I made a note. I said, I don't agree, but whether or not I agree with your life decisions really ain't none of my business. So I'm going to say over here.
True. Yeah, but that's where it's kind of blurred, like you said, because you're right. I can't tell you what to do, and I may not agree with your life decisions. But if you're taking that step to get a fake vaccination card, and now you're going places with me, or in my circle with my family, or with this card, and you may be positive for COVID or something like that, or whatever the case may be, like I just think that's not okay in my opinion. Man, I guess I low key am impressed by the hustle. I mean, shoot, they thought they could get away with it.
Man,
What an effort,
man.
But yeah, I think they found like $900,000. You say cash at the house, so
yeah, you can't. Not
they
too
were-
many places to hide $900,000 cash.
yeah, not a lot.
I don't know. I don't know
Not a
if
lot
you've
of
seen
places.
it, but you know,
Yeah.
I've seen $900,000. I'm just kidding. I haven't.
Okay.
Reasons why I would say probably not so easy to hide. I'll
not
tell you
so
one
easy
thing.
to
I don't think it's shoebox money. It's not piggy bank
Yeah,
money.
definitely not. So it's crazy, man. I don't know what they were. I mean, obviously, I know what they were thinking. They were trying to get rich quick, and shoot, they almost got away with it. But I just hate that, like you said, people who don't see the validity in the pandemic, especially seeing how where we're at now with it and stuff like that. Like it's very real. Like I know people.
It's funny,
who
like,
died
'cause-
from COVID. Like it's very real.
Yeah, I feel like the consequence for them is one thing, but it's scarier to think about the health impact and the safety that this put or the risk that this raised for people, right? In spaces that we thought were fully vaccinated, which science shows lesser chance of transmission. I'm sorry,
Exactly.
but sometimes I say that and they're like, well, you talk about that white man science. And I'm like, hey, don't let the turban fool you. Okay. Also, clearly I believe in white man science. But like how many people were COVID positive and were going places because they had a fake vax card and put a bunch of people at risk.
Mm-hmm.
Could that be reason that Omicron spread? And it's like, this is some of the stuff that we'll never know. Because for the people that have the fake vax cards, they still have them.
Yep.
So like they're, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what's scary. What do you think should happen to these women?
Oh, I definitely think they should go to jail.
How long?
How long? I don't know. I mean, I don't know a lot of sentencings around fraud and stuff like that. But I definitely think
This
they
is health
should
fraud.
spend.
This is different.
Yeah, this is health fraud, especially since COVID is so big now. But I don't know if there's any laws around it. That's my thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think 2 to 5 years is. I think 2 to 5 years would be enough time for something like this. What do you think?
Judge Hale, we put it in. I'm on it.
Stupid.
Fuck it. 2 to 5 years. Let's do it. Look. If Steve Harvey could be a judge, so could you, nigga. Like, fuck it. At this point,
Whew, everybody could be a judge nowadays, huh?
everybody can be a judge, man. Judge Hale, presiding.
You stupid.
Man, I don't know. The Honorable Judge Ron Hale. You gotta say it like that. I don't know why. I'll be your bailiff, and I'll be chilling. No, man. I feel like jail isn't good enough.
So what would be?
And not death by any means, but like you should be like that. You should have to pay that money back 4 times. Like, I don't know. You should have a tax on the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? For just like what you did to people. You know what I'm saying? Like for the potential risk. And until we know the science of it, like that's more what I think needs to be paid back as a potential health risk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to volunteer for the next 30 years in a public health clinic or something. I don't know. It's like, but I don't think jail's going to teach you a lesson in this case. You know what I'm saying? When something like this, nah, man, like you got to be, I don't know. It don't sit right with me though. It don't sit right with me. And I don't think jail's going to do it. I'm telling you, they need like.
Yeah. I don't know if that's realistic though, but I do feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, exactly. It's not realistic. I don't think it's like, but I don't think like death or anything like crazy. I'm not going to like.
No.
Nothing like that. I'm just, but like, yeah, man, like you really got to pay, man. Like you like not, you can come back out of jail and still feel froggy. You know what I'm saying? And emboldened to do some fraud like that. Like you need to be paying some money, man. You should lose like a lot of your livelihood for the lives that you really put at risk. And it could have potentially killed.
Yeah.
For all we know, and we don't know that. Some of those COVID numbers, some of those COVID deaths could have been directly correlated to people that were falsely vaccinated. In the world we may never know.
That's true. Wild.
That's my take on it. Yo, I just want to bring up one more time. YouTube, Unfiltered Gems podcast. Make sure that you're there.
Subscribe.
Okay. Exclusive dating special.
Exclusive.
Okay. Talking to the incomparable Dawn Brinkley. AKA Malcolm's mother.
AKA Mrs. Brinkley.
AKA Mrs. Brinkley. AKA socialite of the year. She is on her I'm an influencer tip. She is. What'd you say? Well, I'm empowered.
I love it. I'm empowered.
We talk with our amazing producer who's like in Dubai right now, just out
living
doing
it
a
up.
thing. That's why y'all ain't here on here today. Normally, you hear from her a little bit, but Hale decided to give her some time off. I'm always like, do time off, and Hale works her to death. So Hale decided to give her some time off to go to Dubai and travel a little bit. But we talked to Sarah. We talked to my man Marcus. We talked to my girl Victoria. We talked with my boy Malcolm. Like, it's just, man.
Marcus.
I said Marcus. Talking.
No, you said Malcolm twice.
Did I really?
Yep. Shout
sure?
out to you, Marcus. So I got you, bro.
Oh my God.
We talked to Marcus.
I thought no. I said Sarah and Marcus.
Oh, you said Sarah, Malcolm.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well,
that's okay though. We got you, Marcus. Shout out to you, brother.
Well, if I don't got you, Hale got you, Marcus. Yeah, man. We just got an incredible panel. 3 amazing episodes are going to be dropping, as we said, all the way up until Valentine's Day this month. Now that when you hear this podcast, it will be February 1st. Where the fuck did January go? I don't remember time moving like this.
It's flying, bro.
It's wild, man. It's wild. So, y'all, please be on the YouTube channel. Be waiting for that. We want to drive the listens up. And, of course, we want your opinions on it. So, we'll be raising questions on social media every single week involving some of the topics discussed on the episodes. So, make sure that you're there and that you are engaged and hype and commenting and all that for our dating special. Hey, you got anything else, man?
I don't, man. Just make sure you guys are subscribed on YouTube. Don't want to miss the dating special. Make sure you're sharing it, but also make sure you're following us on social media on every platform at Unfiltered Gems Podcast.
Sweetness, man. For UG, my name is Malcolm Alexander.
And I'm Ryan Hale. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.